Allow me to start with the endless name of Lark, who as the humanitarian and ruling over the world, the most respected observing judges, praiseworthy teaching staff, and dear cats and cans. I welcome to this precious occasion of ELC with the Islamic greeting, Assalamu alaikum. Well, the purpose of mine on the stage is to do the utterance of some points, which is about voice of voiceless. Literature is resistance. Today, I stand before you to speak not merely about literature, but about its soul-shaking purpose. Its role as the voice of the voiceless and its enduring strength as an instrument of resistance. Let me continue by asking, when the world chooses to ignore, who dares to speak? When history forgets, who remembers? When power silences, who still writes? My respectable audience, silence is not always a choice. Around the world, countless people have been silenced, not because they have nothing to say, but because society, power, or history has denied them the space to speak. And what rises in that silence? Surely literature. Literature becomes the voice they were denied. It becomes their cry, their memory, their fight. And that is what makes it an act of resistance. Let it be clear, when it is said voiceless, it doesn't mean incapable of speaking. It means deliberately silenced. And literature becomes the space where they speak back. In a world filled with propaganda, fake news, and silencing, literature remains the most honest form of rebellion. It doesn't shout, it speaks. It doesn't destroy, it builds awareness. Some may argue that literature is passive, but I ask, is educating minds passive? Is changing perspectives passive? Is preserving truth passive? Observing judges? No! It is powerful, and power used to protect the powerless is the purest form of resistance. Throughout history, literature has been a form of resistance against tyranny, injustice, and oppression. When weapons fail, the pen continues to fight. Think of our poets and writers became soldiers of words. Let me add the words of some great writers who used their literature as resistance. Faiz Ahmad Faiz said, "Speak for your lips are free. Speak for your tongue as still yours." Pablo Neruda quoted, "You can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep a spring from coming." Mahmoud Darwish wrote, we suffer from an incurable disease is hope. And don't forget, one of the most influential authors from Kenya, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, wonderfully declared, if you know all the languages of the world, but not your mother tongue, that is enslavement. Knowing your mother tongue and all other languages too is empowerment. Their piece of writing carried more power than bullets, because literature is the voice of the voiceless and the heart of resistance. Seemingly, Balochistan, a land of mountains and deserts, literature is always been a weapon stronger than the sword. Baluchi poets and writers transformed their words into shields of identity and swords of defiance. Take the examples of Mir Gulkhan Nasir. He used poetry to awaken his people against colonialism, injustice, and cultural erasure. In his verses, the falcon symbolized freedom, and the mountains of Balochistan echoed with the call for dignity and self-respect. Nasir reminded his people that poetry can be both a song of love and a battlefield of resistance. In Balochistan, there are many such literary figures who becomes the voice of the voiceless. Ata Shad, Mubarak Qazi, Gani Parwaz, and many young writers are resisting through literature. Therefore, I say this: literature amplifies silenced voices, challenges injustice, and inspires action. It breaks barriers, not with violence, but with truth. And for those who are denied everything, even their right to speak, literature becomes not just expression, but revolution. That is why literature is the voice of the voiceless, is undeniably resistance. At the end, let me conclude with the verses of Shahid Sabah Dashtiyari. Garbage dokal di aman shanit rahmati. Garbage dokal di aman shanit rahmati. Gam makan bandate sabah gulzara bichar. So thanks for listening my speech.